From violent ambushes to shocking twists. These are the most terrifying moments of The Rookie, starting off with Lucy being kidnapped.
That's mine.
I just thought Rosalind is your mentor.
No, it's not like that. We're equals.
Lucy's kidnapping was one of the most terrifying moments ever shown in The Rookie. It begins with her waking up and finding Caleb Wright tattooing the day of her death on her body. That single scene sets the tone. Caleb was not an ordinary criminal. He was calm, twisted, and fully enjoying the fear he was creating. Lucy was helpless in his control. The nightmare did not stop there. She was tied to a chair, mocked, and told how much he was going to enjoy killing her. Later, he dragged her to a grave he had prepared. He brutally sealed her in a barrel and buried her alive. Just think of this fear. There is no air and you have no way out. Only the sound of dirt falling on top of you. Caleb even took her picture before covering the barrel, like he wanted to keep her fear with him forever. At the same time, the team was running against the clock to find her. Inside the barrel, Lucy tried to fight. She sang softly to keep calm while her breath was slipping away. This wasn't just a cop in danger. This was one of the most horrifying and emotional moments the show ever gave us. Jackson West's death. The death of Jackson West was one of the most terrifying and heartbreaking moments in The Rookie. It happened right at the start of season 4. Jackson and Angela Lopez had been kidnapped, and the fear was already high, but nothing could prepare fans for what came next. While trying to run for his life, Jackson was shot in the back by Armando De Leon. It was fast, cruel, and final. The most chilling part was how the others saw it happen. The security camera footage showed Jackson falling to the ground, and his friends could do nothing but watch. That moment burned into the story and into the audience. It was not just another case. Jackson was part of the heart of the show, and to see him die like that was shocking. The terror wasn't only in the gunshot, it was in the silence that followed. It was in the faces of the officers who knew they had lost one of their own. That short, painful scene set the tone for the whole season and left fans shaken. Bailey stuck in the tank. Can you block it?
Water's filling up the tank!
Bailey's trap in the tank was pure terror. She was doing her job, responding to an abandoned house, when the ground gave way and she fell straight into a chamber. At first it looked like a simple fall, but the writing on the wall said it all. Got you. This was not an accident. It was a setup. The tank was designed to kill her slowly. An electrified grate sealed the top. Sharp spikes rose from the ground. Then water started filling the chamber. And just when you thought this was the end of brutality, you see a chemical powder was dropped that could catch fire on the surface. Every move made the danger worse. Outside, Nolan and the team were trying everything to save her without setting off another trap. On the flip side, Bailey was running out of hope in the tank. She was helplessly stuck, watching death come closer from every side. The whole scene had that suffocating tension, where each second felt heavier and heavier. This was not just another rescue mission. It was a cruel game designed to break her spirit, and that is what made it one of the most terrifying moments in The Rookie. Angela's kidnapping.
Where are you taking me?
Home, where I am the strongest. You're wondering why you're still alive.
It's not hard to guess.
Angela's kidnapping was one of those moments in The Rookie that truly shook the fans. It was her wedding day, a moment she had dreamed of for years. Happiness filled the air, but in a blink, everything turned into horror. Just before the ceremony, she was snatched away. Instead of walking down the aisle, she was pulled into a nightmare that she never ever saw coming. Angela was held by La Fiera in her compound in Guatemala, and the plan was as cruel as it gets. She was pregnant, and La Fiera wanted to keep her alive only until the baby was born. After that, Angela would be killed, and the child would be stolen and raised as her own. It was a brutally terrifying plan that showed just how evil La Fiera really was. La Fiera kept her in a compound where Angela was surrounded by the guards watching her every move. A doctor was brought in to keep her healthy, but not for her own good, only for the sake of the baby. Each day was filled with fear, with no way of knowing when her time would run out. The fear of being stuck in a strange place while pregnant, far from home, and with no way out, made this one of the scariest storylines the show has ever shown. Captain Anderson's death. One of the darkest yet bestest episodes of The Rookie is The Green Light, as it holds the ABC police procedural series' highest rating on IMDb, 9.0 out of 10. One of the darkest moments in The Rookie was in Season 1 when Captain Zoe Anderson faced her death. Nolan was caught up with a dangerous gang, and what looked like a routine call turned into something far worse. Nolan and Anderson were tied to chairs and placed at the edge of a pool. The gang made it clear they wanted Nolan dead, and to show they were serious, they threw Anderson into the water. It felt like the end of Anderson and Nolan, but Anderson was not the one who gave up so easily. She fought hard, broke free, came out of the water with fire in her eyes, and managed to take down several of the gang members. For a second, it really looked like she was about to win. It felt like she was going to turn the tables and make it out alive. The real blow came when Cole fired and the bullet struck her neck. Nolan held her, tried to keep her alive, but there was nothing he could do. She died in his arms. That scene was not just shocking, it was chilling, and it left a mark on both the characters and the audience forever. Bradford's close call.
Egg, answer me.
It's okay. I'm okay. Well, that was fun.
Are you sure you're okay?
One of the darkest moments in The Rookie was the virus storyline. It all started with what looked like a normal case on a bus, but it quickly turned into something that shook the whole team. A man was carrying vials filled with a deadly hemorrhagic fever. Just a cut on his hand was enough to spread it, and when he started coughing blood, things got terrifying. The worst part came when some of it splashed on Tim Bradford. For a moment, it felt like the show might actually kill him off. Tim's reaction made it even more powerful. He knew the risk, and instead of letting Lucy get exposed, he locked her out of the room. He then handcuffed the man, stood there, and watched him die in front of him, unable to do anything. It was brutal to watch, and it showed the kind of person Tim is, always protecting others before himself. Meanwhile, the rest of the team was also scattered across the city, chasing down suspects tied to the virus. Everyone was in danger, and no one knew if they would make it out alive. The tension in those scenes was unbearable. Tim eventually got the vaccine, but even then, it wasn't over. Right after the shot, he collapsed, leaving Lucy and everyone else in shock. That moment hit fans hard, because it showed how fragile things really are. This was not just another case, it was life or death, and The Rookie made sure we felt every second of it. Nyla's worst nightmare.
Leah! Grab my gun.
One of the scariest moments came when Nyla Harper's little girl was taken from her own home. Nyla and James saw it on the CCTV, and the fear on their faces said everything. She ran after him, but he was gone, and the child was not there. She ran outside without thinking for a second, ready to fight for her daughter. The masked man was seen fleeing in a car, and for a moment it looked like she was gone forever. You could feel Nyla's heart break as the car sped away, but then something unexpected happened. The man did not take the child with him. He left the child in a nearby garden and escaped. The relief was huge, but those few minutes of panic were enough to shake every viewer. A mother chasing a kidnapper, not knowing if she would see her little girl again, made this one of the most terrifying and unforgettable scenes in the show, and that's why The Rookie knows how to crawl under your skin. Well guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon with another The Rookie recap. Until then, subscribe to our channel and stay tuned because the terror doesn't end here.